in our 2012 season. Well, we started off with a rematch that ended in a first-round knockout, and now we have a rematch between Cameron Krael and Taylor Lawson. They went for a draw when they met, and that was last year on October 7th, a 4-round draw. And there is Taylor Lawson. He's 20 years old, originally from Flint, Michigan, now fighting out of here in Las Vegas. 0-1-1. Krael's 18 years old. He's from Hawaii. 0-1-2. Russell Moore will be the referee for these junior welterweights scheduled for 4.
Don't feel good. Don't feel good. Anything below this line is a foul. Gentlemen, we went over the rules in wrestling. I want to remind you, protect yourself at all times. Obey my commands at all times. God bless. Touch up.
See if somebody can get their first win here. Lawson and Krael in a rematch.
On the last rematch we had a few minutes ago, there's a firestorm. Let's see what happens here. This rematch, first fight was a draw. That was 6 months ago, and it was Lawson's last fight. But Krael, maybe this gives him an advantage, Joe, has had 2 fights since he fought Lawson in his debut. And he has another 4-round draw and a 4-round decision loss. So Krael has been busy since the rematch. Lawson has not.
See, Lawson gives up a couple inches to Krael. Krael in the silver with the red trim is 5'9", 140. Larson's 5'7", 141. A little more the aggressor is Lawson early on here. There's a right hand by Krael.
You see that Krael has little height and length advantage. Not using it right now.
No jab as Larson's able to get to the inside, and then Krael does connect with a right hand.
It looks like Krael has it in his mind to step back, get the right distance where he can do that, get full extension on his punches, and use that wingspan a little bit. Try to catch Lawson, who's aggressive, before he gets in close. Lawson looks a little soft around the belly. If I'm Krael, I'd like to test that body a little bit with a left hook.
Main event's going to include Michael Katsidis, the all-action Australian, taking on Albert Menza, who we've described as the great unknown, the X-Factor. We know plenty about Katsidis. Fan-friendly, has fought at the top level. He'll be coming up in our main event. There's a right hand by Cameron Krael.
And the key for that right hand by Krael was he got it off at the right distance. Before Lawson, or I should say the key for Lawson, for Krael, is that he got the punch off before Lawson smothered him. Lawson wants to take that reach away by getting in place.
Another 1-2 thrown out there by Krael, and then Lawson tries to get himself to the inside.
Yeah, that's exactly what Lawson tries to do. Get in close before those longer arms of Krael can have distance to do damage, like they're doing right there. Looks pretty simple so far, this fight. When Lawson's close, he does good. When there's distance, Krael has moments.
Flurry to the body that time by Lawson as he closed the space in that gap, and then he eats a right hand as he's trying to come forward. Coming to the end of round number 1 of our 4-round senior welterweight bout.
You like to see pins get dropped? Don't watch this shot. But if you like to see people get knocked down, stay right there, because I'm going to be back with the fight plan and with somebody who actually can teach me how to throw this damn thing. Looking pretty good. I wanted that split.
So you left the 5'10" there, Teddy. That's the Tournament of Champions out in Red Rocks.
Just something to work on.
But those lanes are oiled with the pattern for the Tournament of Champions. It makes it very difficult, so I got to give you that.
Well, thank you. I appreciate all the help I can get.
Tournament of Champions coming up this weekend on ESPN, and one of the very best that's ever been on the PBA Tour will be coming up in the fight plan with Teddy Atlas.
He liked my style, by the way.
Jason? Jason Couch?
Potential.
16 tour titles, so he speaks from experience.
Yeah, potential to do boxing commentary.
Round number 2 here, as we will be leading the way towards our main event between Albert Menza and Michael Katsidis. Plus, Teddy will give his full analysis of the happenings with Brandon Rios and Abril. Interesting drama on the scales today again with Brandon Rios.
You know, Joe, going into this fight, handicapping this fight, I just thought that Krael might have the edge in this rematch, just being that he's been active and Lawson hasn't been. And it looks like so far that's been helping him. The confidence of having been in the ring more than Lawson has.
It was his pro debut when they had their draw. Then he came back. He fought that on October 7th. Fought in December and then fought this past February. Larson hasn't fought since their draw back in October.
Larson doing a good job of taking that distance away from Krael with the long arms. He gets inside. He just doesn't allow Krael to think too long or to do that too often. Get extension on his punches or punch on the way in. Lawson changed trainers for this rematch. Went from Eddie Mustafa Muhammad, former light heavyweight champion, to Floyd Mayweather Sr.
Right hand to the body from Larson when they were on the inside that time.
If you're a fan of Lawson, I don't think you want to see what you're seeing right now. Standing on the outside, slowing down a little bit. He's been most effective when his mode has been running. He's been getting inside, scoring, and again, taking that distance away from the longer Krael. You know, I mentioned earlier, I got the two fighters mixed up. I have to be honest here. I said earlier, it looked like Krael is more confident. Looks to me like Lawson has been a more confident guy.
A lot of people are buying the Hyundai Sonata, and they're telling us why inside the booth.
My 2012 Sonata.
Welcome back to the Joint at the Hard Rock here in Vegas. Glad you're with us for Friday Night Fights. Joe Tessitore and Teddy Atlas ringside. In our first fight tonight, Alan Sanchez scored a first-round TKO victory over Artemio Reyes. And right now, round number 3 between Taylor Larson in the white with blue trim against Cameron Krael, a rematch of a 4-round draw they had a year ago.
Both these fighters young. Krael only 18, Lawson 20. You know, Krael, the 18-year-old, he already has 2 draws and only 3 fights. That tells me a couple things. Number one, he's put in evenly matched fights. He's not given any gifts or easy opponents, that's for sure. And that he doesn't really have power. Nothing special in one area, speed or power, to really separate himself in a fight. He's going to be in a lot of tough fights, in other words.
We expect a pretty good one in our main event if Albert Menza can fight up a bit. There he is, Menza, the 29-year-old from Accra, Ghana. He'll be taking on Michael Katsidis in the main event. First 22 fights in the career, Teddy, of Menza in Ghana. Then he made his U.S. debut last July. Now he trains and fights out of Chicago. But as you said earlier, he's the unknown. We know exactly what to expect out of Katsidis, a predictable come-forward fighter. Menza will see.
And maybe more importantly, I add to what you just said. We know what to expect out of Katsidis. And Katsidis knows what to expect out of himself. He's been in those deep waters. He knows how he will behave, how he will handle that. Menza just doesn't know that yet. He's going to get a chance to find out, and so are we.
Let's take a closer look at Katsidis at the end of this round. Scheduled for 4, round number 3, final minute.
This has been a better round for Krael. Lawson, a busier fighter throughout this fight, but when Krael does let his hands go, he's more accurate.
Like that.
Yeah.
Right uppercut, left hand, and then a glancing blow with the right.
It's the kind of fight now where you got Lawson thrown a lot, as he has been, but Krael trying to place the punches and make them really count. Do damage, not waste anything. Just watch Krael. He'll wait for his moment. Lawson doesn't wait for moments. He does that. He chucks leather. He'll waste a lot of punches, Lawson. But Krael doesn't waste too many, at least not this round. His punches have been really well-meaning, well-placed punches.
Caught him coming in that time. So they will have one round to go, and then we will set the table to serve up our main event. That'll include Michael Katsidis, and his background has defined who he is, a rugged brawler. He comes from a small, isolated inland town in Australia. That's where his dad, a Greek immigrant, poured concrete slabs his whole life. Michael's brother Staffy was an elite-level jockey in Australian horse racing. In October 2010, he died of a reported mix of drugs and alcohol after an all-day binge that greatly affected Katsidis. Just a month after that tragic news, he fought Juan Manuel Marquez. 2 lightweight titles were on the line, and in typical fashion, he took shots early. He did score a knockdown, gave a full effort, but eventually Teddy was outclassed. The ref stopped the fight with Michael absorbing blows, and you see him there with Justin Fortune, his trainer, also an Australian native, as he prepares in the final moments before the main event. He'll be taking on Albert Menza.
Last round.
4th and final round between Larson and Krael.
I have it 2 rounds to 1. And according to my card, this round will be the payoff round for both fighters, especially for Krael. If Krael is to be able to pull to a draw, or maybe a win if he scores a drop, a knockdown.
Krael has picked up his pace a bit here in the opening minute of this 4th round.
Again, from the very beginning, Larson's been a guy, not reckless abandon. He knew what he was doing. You know, he worked his way in, moved his head a little bit, get inside. Now he's getting hit some uppercuts laying there.
Left hand scored.
But the more effective puncher, especially starting the last round, has been Krael. He's been separating himself a little bit. The thing that slowed him down was he got bum rushed a little bit the first 2 rounds. I don't know if he expected Larson, even though they fought before. I don't know if he expected him to come out that quick and just smother him. You know, get right on him, get close, and do some of that. Just move his hands. Krael's the kind of guy you can see he's not comfortable so much on the inside throwing, Joe. He likes a little room to throw. That's when he feels at his best. After a good round, the last round for Krael, he's taking a little rest here that could cost him the fight.
Lands the left uppercut on the inside that time, does Krael.
It's going to be up to the judges to really look at this round really close. The busier guy, Lawson, from the beginning. But good clean punches and spots are being scored by Krael. You know, Krael fights like he's going 10 rounds. The problem is the bell's going to ring in about 45 seconds, and it's not going 10 rounds. He fights like a guy that thinks he has more time, and he doesn't have time.
Put your head up.
You can just see it, the disposition of Krael. He's taking his time, push up a little bit, looking for spots. And meanwhile, Lawson, oh, he's been fighting like that clock is ticking. And he wants to get in every lick he can while that clock is going.
Come up on the final 10 seconds.
Hard
There's the
punches.
clap. Let's see, they do pick up the pace there.
Hard punches versus a lot of punches this round. Who's going to get it?
Went down in the books as a draw the first time they met. There's the back VIP lounge view from the joint here at the Hard Rock. Krael went on to fight 2 more times for Larson. Gets right back into the ring with Krael. First time he's been back in since October. Let's get you up to speed as to what had happened earlier tonight on Friday Night Fights. And for that, we look at the punch of the night, brought to you by Just for Men Auto Stop. It came, Teddy, from Alan Sanchez against Artemio Reyes. It all started with that right uppercut that would lead the way to a TKO victory.
And the uppercut started, but then that straight right hand, that did a pretty good job. See, there's the uppercut, but now watch the right hand. Little distance, bang. Straight right hand. That's what really did it. The right uppercut put him in position for it, but then the straight right hand took him to the place that put him in a very wobbly sort of way.
That was our opening bout, and our main event is just moments away. It'll include the 31-year-old Michael Katsidis. Remember, he fought Juan Manuel Marquez back in 2010 for the lightweight title. 5 losses, but against good competition. He'll be coming up against Albert Menza, a 19-win fighter from Ghana. In our main event, Katsidis discussed with us this week the fact that he feels he's at a crossroads, that this fight will determine where he is in the sport. Teddy, you say that Krael and Larson is a draw. 38-38. Let's find out.
Just like it was the last time they fought.
Let's hear what Jake Gutierrez has to say.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 4 rounds of action in this junior welterweight bout, we go to the scorecards. Judge Lisa Giampa scored the bout 38-38. She calls it even. Judge C.J. Ross scored it 39-37. And Judge Herb Santos also scores it 39-37. For the winner by majority decision, Cameron Krael.
So Krael gets the first win of his career. Majority decision, 39-37 on 2 of the cards, 38-38, says Lisa Giampa. Cameron Krael now 1-1-2 in his career. Taylor Larson 0-2-1. We're going to talk a little news of the day. It includes Brandon Rios as he prepares for his fight tomorrow night here in Vegas. Then we will have our main event with Mike